Hello everybody, hola a todo el mundo, welcome back. This is a new video. I want to show you how to configure plugins, configure Visual Studio to make plugins for XPlane. I'm going to speak in Spanish and in English so both languages can understand each other. Now in Spanish. Hola, muy buenas a todos, aquí estamos de nuevo y voy a hablar hoy cómo configurar el Visual Studio C++ para poder realizar plugins para XPlane. Voy a hablar consecutivamente en inglés y en español, así más o menos se puede entender a todo el mundo. First of all, the first thing I have to say is that I'm not a programmer. I'm not a programmer, I'm a 3D artist and a designer. I usually like to call me myself like designer, but I'm not a 3D artist who found the problem, who encountered the problem to not have any programming skills once I needed to make my personal planes. That was released before in J-Rollon planes, J-Rollon planes, better pronounced. Thing is, I needed to do something, and usually I asked a lot of people around how did I was able, how could I create some data refs and personal data refs that didn't exist inside of XPlane, because inside of XPlane there are data refs that are variables that exist inside of the simulator, and usually you pick up them and everything works in animation or in behavior of the plane in the systems. But there are some kind of animations, for example the guards of some buttons or doors, special doors or whatever, that they are not implemented, so they need special data refs. And those data refs are done via plugin. So I couldn't do it, and finally I found a solution from a person who was working in CRJ 200, and he gave me several options to compile my own data refs, and I'm very thankful to him about that. And I managed to make my first plugins that were very difficult to make, because in programming the difficulty is not just in programming but also in configuring the compilers that you have. Not in Spanish. Bueno, pues quería presentaros un poco cómo se realizan los plugins, cómo se configuran los plugins para hacer plugins en Visual Studio, ¿no? Siempre yo soy un diseñador gráfico, no soy programador, por lo tanto no tengo conocimientos de programación experto, pero sí que puedo realizar determinados plugins y quiero enseñaros a hacerlos. Concretamente sé leer variables y escribir variables dataref de XPlane para vosotros poder hacer las vuestras, que serían las útiles, por ejemplo, para hacer movimientos de puertas o de cosas que se mueven, o simplemente hacer un mejor sistema de lo que fuese, por ejemplo, comportamiento del aceite que se gaste, que si no lo haces en un determinado momento fuerza a provocar un fallo, etcétera, etcétera. Entonces, pues voy a explicar un poco cómo va la cosa, y esto se produjo gracias a una persona que trabajaba conmigo en el CRJ que me explicó cómo hacerlo, porque de verdad esto no es nada intuitivo, nada, absolutamente nada, y requiere mucho esfuerzo y mucho tiempo para saber cómo hacerlo. De hecho, no hay ni un solo vídeo en internet que explique cómo hacer esto. Simplemente son cogiendo retales de un sitio y otro el cómo he llegado a esta conclusión. Okay, first of all, I have to say that yesterday, the days before, I published a video about how to configure CodeBlocks to make plugins in XPlane. And even if I was succeed in 32 bits, I wasn't succeed in 64. I was succeed with the plugin of Hello World that comes with the SDK, but not with an own plugin that I made myself for my mentor, Turbo Mentor. That is a small plugin, so I can see if everything goes correctly. So at the end, yes, it was a success in 64 also, because I discovered that what it doesn't do the CodeBlocks is because it has a free compiler that is Ming GW64. It cannot put the libraries that it needs inside of the plugin. So you need Visual Studio at the end. And I didn't want to install Visual Studio for two reasons: because it's very huge when you are installing it, and because also it's not multi-platform, it's only for Windows. This changed because somebody said me in one of the live videos that the new Visual Studio 2017 that is release candidate right now, it's less heavy, and that is true. I'm going to explain later how to install it. And also I think for now usually I start making plugins, very easy plugins that it can be carried to in my experience, to Macintosh and to iOS and Linux software, because they are very simple. They are just creating data refs. Now in Spanish. Anteriormente, como he dicho, no soy programador, entonces he estado haciendo una serie de vídeos que en el CodeBlocks se veía cómo podía realizar un plugin. Probamos el Hola Mundo del SDK. Y este plugin pues funcionaba tanto en 64 como en 32 bits, pero cuando probaba un plugin mío del Mentor, este no funcionaba. Funcionaba en 32 bits, pero no funcionaba en 64 bits. Lo que me enteré es que raramente, no sé por qué en 32 bits funciona, pero en 64 necesitaba los vínculos dinámicos, tenías que copiar las librerías que utilizaba. Entonces esto personalmente no se puede hacer cuando se va a llevar el producto a compartir con alguien o a venderlo, porque necesitas, no vas a estar haciendo la chapuzada, tienes que copiar esto y luego tienes que hacer esto y tal y cual, sino que lo metes todo dentro de un mismo plugin que te lo carga automáticamente y el usuario se despreocupa de todo esto. Muy bien, pues no se podía. Entonces la única manera de poderse era con el Visual C. Pero ¿qué pasaba con el Visual C? No me lo instalaba por dos motivos. Y una era porque pesaba mucho, porque pesaba 11 gigas al instalar, y otra era porque no era multiplataforma. Bien, el tema de la instalación parece ser que se ha resuelto con el 2017. El Visual Studio C++, el Release Candidate del 2017, que es el que tengo instalado, que ocupa 5 gigas en vez de 11 gigas, todavía es mucho, pero bueno, ocupa bastante menos. Y segundo, pues el tema de la multiplataforma, según parece, el Visual C 2017 tiene unos códigos incorporados para hacerlo multiplataforma. No lo sé, habrá que investigar. No soy un programador, me costará horrores, como me cuesta mucho. Vamos a ponernos manos a la obra y vamos a explicarlo en inglés, primero en español, poquito a poco, para no ir perdiéndonos. Okay, so I'm going to explain now how you have to install the Visual C ++ 2017, and the way is you have to look first in Google Visual Studio 2017, and you are going to find this release candidate that is going to be released, I think, on March, somebody told me on March 7th this year. You make the free download. Okay, if you have another Visual Studio, the 2015 is very similar, and you have to do the same, because I compare with the Visual Studio 2010 that I have, and it has similar options to configure the plugins that are the most important part. Okay, so you are not going to have any problem if you have the 2010. You click it here. It will download a file to install, and it will be very short in files, in data, and you install it, and then I will continue in Spanish. I will continue later. Vais aquí a Visual Studio, le pincháis aquí en la descarga gratuita y os descargará un archivo. Ese archivo lo que hará es descargar online determinados ficheros. Los ficheros que se tendrán que descargar online los seleccionáis vosotros a la hora de arrancarlo. Dejáis que se instale en la carpeta por defecto, que será archivos de programa 86, no sé qué, no sé cuántos, bueno, lo típico, y luego Visual Studio 2017, y le decís que habrá una serie de iconos con marcar lo que quieres instalar. Te seleccionas todo y seleccionas solamente los de C++, pero el primero de todos, que ocupa ya, si le seleccionas 9 gigas, lo quitas, porque el primero, si te fijas bien, veréis que pone que no es totalmente C++, sino que es tal, adicionalmente C++. El de abajo, que es un poco menos colorido, el de arriba es como una especie de Windows, el de abajo es un poco menos colorido, ese que pone C++ es el que tenéis que marcar. Y pincháis ese de ahí, el de C++, ¿vale? Y será unos 5 gigas y medio más o menos. Le añadís las opciones de compilación en Linux y compilación en iOS, y entonces se quedarán unos 5 gigas con 50 y tantos, casi 60, ¿de acuerdo? Entonces ya por lo menos es mucho más descargado que el Visual Studio, el Community, el 2015, ¿de acuerdo? Ok, once you load it, it will appear some options inside of the menu. The menu will have you can select whatever you want to install. If you deselect everything, it's the best thing you can do, and then there you will find in the upper left corner an icon that is something like Windows, with colors like Windows. You deselect that one, even it says that is for programming in solution, in console solution inside the computer, blah 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 blah. There are several options of language there, included C++ as the last option. But if you go back to the lower part, then well, I can do it, maybe, I don't know. You go to the lower part, then you will see that there is an option to install the Visual C++ option. Okay, so we modify here, and here you see, here it is, aquí está. Vosotros deseleccionáis todo y aquí os pone los tamaños. Here you say the files. If you select this one, it's going to be more 4 gigabytes more, because right now it's 0 because it says selected this stuff. Okay, so you have to select only this one, the right of C++ in the desktop. Nothing more here, because this is net, this is another things, and then you select this one, C++. I don't know if I selected or not. Yes, I selected already. Okay, and this one that is not so heavy. For C++ you want to make games, and iOS, I think, where is the iOS? It's not necessarily the iOS, but it's good because it has, well, you can have independent individual ones, and you will see to select all these options that you have already here. So you can select Visual C++, this one, iOS, this one, the tools for making tools in C++. Okay, blah 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 blah. Okay, and this Visual C for Linux, for these ones, more or less you can understand what they're saying is in English from Spanish. Okay, but truly is only the most important one is this one. Also the iOS, this one is not very important. This is very heavy. You add it, so better this one because it's not so much with DSX and Unreal to make games. This one and nothing more. Okay, and just you click it, and I'm going to close it, so nothing more has to be added here. Okay, once you do it, you just start loading the project. It's going to create projects inside of the documents Visual Studio. Okay, it's going to be inside documents Visual Studio, and here they are going to be the projects one that is going to be created here, all the projects. Okay, so what you do now, it's you pick up the one of the things that you have to do first before loading this thing is load the XDK. You go here, you put XDK XPlane here, and here you click here, and it will download a zip file that you uncompress, unzipped here. Okay, and you will have, oh, I close it. You will have these options, but I put this one also. Okay, you will have all of this, and sorry, wait a moment. Okay, that's right. And then just when you do that, you can configure everything to load the first time. The first time you open it, well, I have put in the dark mode, that is here in tools. You go to options, and you go to here to general, the obscure one. Okay, once you do that, you can create a project. Okay, the new project, you go here to new project, and you have to choose this one, Visual C++ project empty, and then give it a name. Okay, not going to do it because it's going to create the files for me that you have to. Okay, I'm going to put something like caca. Okay, and it's going to create these folders that don't have anything. So you have to go here to the main program. This is the headers, the recurs, libraries, and then here you say add new element C++, and you put a name here like main. Okay, so you have here the code, and you can copy the code here. Okay, I'm not going to do it right now, but I'm going to show you here that once you compile, you have two options: debug or release. Debug is for testing, I think, for testing the things inside and not release anything, not make any release. And release is to release the plugin itself. You have 32 bits and 64 bits. You select 64 bits, and then you can compile in 64 bits. Okay, maybe you have to make some changes, but not so much. Okay, usually in my plugins not so much. Okay, I'm going to remove this one. Okay, I don't want to save it. Here it is the caca. I'm going to remove it. I have already created one project that is called a basic project, because one of the things that it has okay, I'm going to open the, wait a moment, open the, okay, this one's, okay, plugins XPlane. Okay, here I have the plugin, and this is the main for testing. Okay, and I'm going to explain something in Spanish. Ok, cuando vosotros tengáis esto al principio, como he dicho anteriormente, aparece todo esto, pero no aparece este main. Vosotros le dais al botón derecho, aquí, ¿vale? Aquí sobre esto le dais agregar, nuevo elemento, le dais C++, ¿vale? Y le ponéis el nombre de main. En este caso ya está hecho. Y luego pegáis el código como un archivo de texto normal y corriente, no tiene mucho más misterio, ¿vale? Lo salváis, aquí, y punto. O aquí, todos mejor y ya está aquí. Entonces, una vez que ya tenéis eso, hecho eso, pues tenéis que tener en cuenta que aquí tenéis tanto en release como en debug. En release es para sacarlo y en debug para comprobar errores. Y estos son 64 bits y 32 bits. Como XPlane ahora 11 nada más 64 bits, lo dejáis 64 bits. Es para siempre, ¿vale? Entonces, continue. Once you have this loaded, okay, you have to configure everything. But the main problem of XPlane, el problema principal not of XPlane, of Visual Studio, el problema principal de Visual Studio is that when you configure, you cannot configure generally for every project. Tú no puedes configurar generalmente para cada proyecto, o por lo menos yo no sé. At least I don't know how to. If you tell me, please do it. When you go here to configure each project, you have to right-click over the name of the plugin, or the name of the project, sorry, this one here, and then tenéis que para configurarlo tenéis que dar al botón derecho del ratón sobre el nombre del proyecto, and then go here to properties, ir a propiedades, and click it with the left key, and then you can do the things, okay? You have to do. You have to ensure, tenéis que aseguraros, that it's here in the same as you want to do it also, so it's release and active. Active, no active or x64, it doesn't matter, okay? But in case it's active because it's active also here. It's a way of saying that is what you have active already. Ponéis aquí, puede ser activo o release, pero bueno, lo de activo lo pone porque es lo que tenemos aquí, ¿vale? Active. Once you see that, it's very important, it's huge important, it's extremely important that you copy everything I have here. The same thing here as here. Una vez que estéis aquí, tenéis que copiar estos datos exactamente iguales como están aquí. ¿Vale? Os diré diciendo cuáles son los importantes. I will say which are the important ones, because if not, do it that way, it won't compile. It will give you errors, not of program, but of compiler. Si no lo hacéis bien, os darán errores de compilación, ¿vale? Y entonces os desesperaréis. This is not intuitive, no es nada intuitivo, cuesta mucho trabajo y no hay vídeos al respecto, o sea que Esos likes se agradecen mogollón, donaciones y demás. Those likes, I like so much because of this, because it takes so much time. There are no videos explaining about this. And I ask also some donation if you have it. Okay, so if you think that it deserves, okay, saves a lot of time, this stuff. Okay, so right now what we have is this. Okay, we put into 2, lo ponemos en activo en release, and then we go here. And the first thing you have to change is this one. The first one, not go first this one, this one. Here you will have X. You will have this one. You will have application X. To change to this one, dynamic library. Okay? And then when you apply it, this will change from X. Well, it's not changing now. It changed from point X to point X DLL. You choose the DLL, we'll see something like that. You choose DLL and you write XPL. Here you will have something like percentage name of blah 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 blah, like something like this. Okay, $, something like naming like that. You remove everything and you put win, because that is the name of the plugin that it has to be the plugin for XPlane that it is working. Okay. With station XPL. Here we leave it like that, don't touch it. Leave it like that, don't touch it, don't touch it. It will be different maybe from your version of Visual Studio. Then this limited library that it allows you to change this one. This is the same. This is this. I don't know if this is the same, but you have to choose from the different options that it has here. Okay, and no optimization for all the program here. Bueno, como veis, vosotros copiáis tal y cual, esto está así. Lo primero que tenéis que hacer es seleccionar aquí, estará como ejecutable, estará como este archivo, aplicación S, tenéis que seleccionar este. Todavía no cambiará esto de aquí, seguirá apareciendo .s, le dais a aplicar y cambiará a DLL. Borráis el DLL y le ponéis XPL, y a esto le ponéis como win, borráis lo que haya y le ponéis win, y le dais a aplicar. Next one, depuration, nothing, you just copy what you see here. You have something different, you copy like it is, okay? Here, directories VCC, I didn't add anything, like they are. I'm not going to show, well, I can show you, okay, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, just the default ones. I also do it by myself to see when I... Nothing there, nothing there. Okay, now we select this one, that is the same as this one. For el español es lo mismo que he dicho antes, no hay ninguna modificación, o sea que nada. This one, you have to add the SDK, because if not, it's not going to work, your plugins. So you go here, tenéis que añadir los SDK. Vais aquí, presionáis to press, and you edit. And then you have these options, that is in my direction. You have to look for your SDK that you put here, and look for here, and add these 3 folders. Only folders that are going to be selected, nothing more. So you add this button, okay? You add this one, and then you select, you go to your projects, SDK, headers, widget, and that is all, and select the folder. Seleccionar carpeta, okay? I'm going to remove this one because it's not necessary. Then, when you have all of these 3 that are, there's 3 that are here, headers, okay? In the headers, the headers, SDK, C headers, todos los que están aquí en la carpeta headers, HC headers, pues then you press accept. I'm going to press cancel because I already have it. Here, nothing. If you have something that you see here that I have nothing, and you have something, then you click it and remove it. Si veis en alguno que está esto en blanco y vosotros tenéis algo, pincháis y lo borráis, ¿vale? Con la tecla de borrar. Here the format, this one, this yes, this level 3, no, classic, yes, blah blah. General optimization, maximum speed, these options, no. Check out that everything, comprobar que todo esto esté igual. Preprocesador, that is important. You go here, open, and you edit. And you have to write it with capital letters. Win32 and debug. Tenéis que escribir esto con letras mayúsculas. Windows, enter, USRDLL,
underscore USRDLL, sim data underscore sports, IVM equal 1, XPLM 200 equal 1, XPLM 210 equal 1, CTR secure no warnings. That is all. That is the last one. You accept. Escribís todo esto tal cual con mayúsculas, escribís y le dais a aceptar. En mi caso, cancelar. This also the same. Generation of code, these ones you have to change. I think this one, it was no, I don't know, but change this. I don't know if it's working or not. What is this working for? I don't know what is this, but you have to do it. Okay, you have to change it, because if not, it's not working. I don't know if it's working or not, but it's the way it is working. Even, for example, if you change this one to the default one, that is this, okay, it will fail to compile. And this is the creation of the libraries to put inside of the plugin. So you have this, and this is very important. This is very important. It will be this one, MD. You have to put MT, okay? So all the same, yes, blah, 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 blah. Language, nothing touch. Precompilers, nothing. Exit, nothing. I think nothing, but you change whatever, it has to be the same. You stop the video, paráis el vídeo, lo veis, lo comprobáis. No, this one, advances, this one, all the options, but these are the resume of all the options here. Commands, and then the linker, el vinculador, linker. I think I have this to yes, you have to change no, I think. All the same, tenéis que cambiarse a no. And then here you add these options. Aquí añadís estas escritos en minúsculas. OpenGL32 lib, OpenGL32 librería lib, o DBC32 lib, o DBCCP32 lib, y ya está, ¿vale? Aceptar. Listo. Okay. This is the same. Accept. You apply every time you do it. Change. I think it was yes, and this is no. Change it. Okay. Depuración. The same. System. Console. It has nothing here. You have to change it. And there are another options. I remove it. I think there are options here in the optimization that I remove it. Just click it and remove it. Okay. Here are these ones. These ones. These ones. These ones, these are all the options, and this one. Okay, nothing more. Didn't touch anything of this. Okay, I'm going to copy to see in the future you have something different. Maybe I need to know in the future that I had something different or configure something other way, so that way I come back to the way I had it. Vemos todo esto. Esto no se ha modificado, pero prefiero verlo. Vale. Okay, you press accept and you have it, because you have diff and release. Okay, if you compile this already, because you added the SDK, before adding the SDK you have some wave underscore here, underscore sublined, okay, line here, wave lines in the includes. Now you don't have them because you included them here in the let me see, here you add them, these lines, okay, of the compiler. Also, I want to check out, it's important, this thing, I don't know if it's working or not, but in the debug, check out these options. I'm going to pass quickly. Okay. This is important. MTD. The other way it was MT, but this is MTD, the debug option. Okay. And I think that is all. Okay. I'm going to put it in release, active release. Okay, cancel. Once you do that, you don't have that, but it will have problems. What you have to do is add these lines, these recursive line libraries. You do it, adding assistant, and then you go to your projects, SDK,
and the libraries, Windows, and select all of this. You see they are all the same. You add them and they will be added here. If they are not added in the libraries here or folder of recurs or libraries, I don't know if how it's pronounced in Spanish, then you do it. Una vez que habéis hecho todo esto, veréis que se ha quitado la especie de ventanas, una especie de subrayado que tiene con ondas roja. Eso es porque habéis ido anteriormente aquí y le habéis añadido en el SDK, en general estas opciones, ¿vale? Porque es para coger el SDK, ¿de acuerdo? Pero todavía quedará por añadir unas librerías, y estos se añaden haciendo aquí añadir librerías, elemento existente, y seleccionáis estas. Os vais al SDK, os vais a librerías, Win, y seleccionáis estas de aquí, ¿vale? Ahí las tenéis, y si no las metéis en el archivo de recurso. Once you do that, then you can compile the plugin. In this case, I have to compile this plugin because I add this thing also, these H references. How do I add H references here? I add the same, I add element instance, and then I pick up the data refs, that in this case, because it is in the same level, data refs, this part, you have to go to the area. If you go to the project, this is the main. You see here is not the main. Where is the main? The main is here, so you have to put in the same place. So you put data refs and you add them. Okay, so directly you will have them there. You will have there, and you will have the line wavelines. Okay, but we will use it in another plugin. Yo para este plugin necesito tener una serie de ficheros, archivos H, que todos también son en C++, que se les llama a ellos recursivamente y no hay que programarlos y meterlos cada 2x3 que queramos hacer algo. Entonces se les llama a ellos, son como funciones que se les llama. Entonces eso, pues, están aquí, son estos archivos, estos de aquí, que yo los tengo que poner en el mismo directorio donde está la base del main, es decir, donde está el main, porque está aquí, estoy llamándolos, dataref, se llaman igual, y ahí están, ¿vale? Entonces, cancelar, lo agrego con esto y se me irán a archivos de encabezado, ¿ok? Here, in these headers. Once you do that, then you can compile. Where it's compiled, the plugin, you have to go to the projects, in this case, this plugin XPlane. This one, it will create it once you do it. If not, you didn't, it wasn't do it. Release, and I already did it. If it's not compiled, it still is not created, okay? So you will see maybe something like this without this one. Right now is this one. I'm going to clean it because first, before doing something, you have to clean. Una vez que hagáis el plugin, que queréis compilarlo, vosotros veréis esto así, pero a lo mejor sin este archivo. Porque esto se genera cuando se compila por primera vez. Entonces tendréis el debug y el release, ¿vale? En el debug no hay nada y en el release pues hay algo porque ya he compilado. Entonces voy a remover esto porque siempre al compilar es mejor limpiar. So I clean, aquí limpio, clean solution, and you will see that no, it's not here. It's already, I did nothing, I remove anything here, the program removes itself. Okay, and now I compile. Okay, so once you do that, you see that the compiling is with 0. You see this point is incredible to reach. It took me hours and hours and hours to reach. Este punto me llevó horas y horas. It's not intuitive at all. It's nothing. Please press like, subscribe, and if you have the donation, it deserves, totally deserves, because there is no information about this anywhere. Okay, so I have the plugin. Where is the plugin? The plugin is here. What I have to do? I have to copy in the place that is XPlane 10. In my case, this in Steam. Okay, airplanes. This was the one. If you saw the videos that I was making yesterday, I was 8 hours and I wasn't able to compile in 64. Didn't work.
But now we are going to see if it works. Okay, this is the new plugin. Copy here. Okay, and then we are going to start it. I don't know if it's going to start without 64. Sorry, I have to load because the Steam version needs Steam to be loaded. Things that I have DRM. So we just select this one, load in 64, play, appears in my other window. Takes time because it's the first time it's loading. Okay, here's the Turbo Mentor, and the plugin is just something for the radio and other things to manage the radio. If the plugin doesn't work, you will see, then the radios won't be able to manage. Okay, water. Vamos a cargar el avión. Y el plugin lo que hace es manejar las radios. Si no funciona ese plugin, pues no funcionarían las radios. And here are the radios working. Okay, 32 version, so great. You go here, enable plugin, here is the Turbo Mentor, we switch it off, then we cannot manage the, you can rotate that, but it won't manage anything. The plugin does other things, but this is the way of knowing if the plugin is going to work or not. Well, in this case it's not working, maybe because it has to load it again. Okay, that's right, it needs a little time to recompile or whatever, do its own stuff. So here we are. Here we have the plugin is working. I want to show you just as you can see, the plugin, when you have to make it work, you have to put it this way. When you load a plugin, you have to make a folder. Normally you put systems, and then you have to put the 64 and 32 folders. Inside the 64, it will go the plugin for 64, and when you put 32, it will come the plugin for 32 in different options. In Linux, Windows, Macintosh only has 64, so it will be loaded here. Now in XPlane 11, I think you can remove these ones and you can put the plugins inside. That all has to be 64 already, so Linux, Macintosh and Windows. And that is all. I wanted to show you also about the linker, because it's a way of this is the explanation where the first time it gives an error here, something like that. You have to include the libraries. Why the error? Because the DLL is not inside of the plugin. So in solution, it tells you how to do it here in the linker. You have to go and put in the release in Visual Studio, went to properties, changed my configuration to release. I went on the configuration, blah blah blah, code generation, looked into the library, set this to multi-threading D, changed to this multi-threading empty, rebuild. In debug, the same, but this kind. So who the hell
wrote this program to make it that way. So a linker to include the things and not make failures in the compiler, and even if it's compiled, don't make failures to people that don't have this linker, is the option. Instead of put link this, all the libraries inside the plugin, something like that. It's very easy. You have to change this to from this multi-threader DLMD to this empty. Tell me, intuitive at all? I'm upset and I'm angry because it took me a lot of time. But anyway, you have already you already jumped this thing that it takes hours and hours until you know what is happening there. Thank you, man, thank you, people. The only thing you have to do in the future is you have to copy that one. You only have to copy one of them. For example, if I want to make a new plugin, in my case, I don't know how to make this configuration per all the projects. So the only way I know for now, because I'm not a programmer, is just if there is a plugin for something, just I make a I don't know, a zip and say this plugin for Mentor, for example. Why it's not? Maybe it's not because it's loaded. Here it's loaded. Okay, let's go into here. For example, we create this one, we add it, and then we say here, even it's called different, plugin for Mentor. And then when you want to work again, you change it. For sure there will be better things, and if you know them, please tell me, because that way I would like to know how to configure every project inside Visual C++. Thank you, likes, please. Las gracias, los likes, se agradece mogollón, las suscripciones, una donación se agradecería mogollón porque ha costado esto horrores. Donation, because it was mad to find this one, was very hard, believe me. And thank you all. Good plugins. The next video will show how to make a plugin for the CRJ200, for example, just to open the door. Thank you. Ciao, ciao. See you.